And then I said, there's a monkey in the bathroom. Somebody give that bitch a banana.
What are we talking about?
I gave that bitch a clock. Bitches love clocks.
Are you fucking pretending to be Tyrone? No, that's not his name.
I don't know his name, but he's
No, not P. Diddy, the other one.
definitely not that.
The other one.
I don't know.
We talked about him last episode.
No, definitely not then. It's a guy off of either Vine or TikTok. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to the show, everyone, where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be politics, bull fucking shit with monkeys, or that doesn't make any fucking sense, does it?
Nothing you say ever does.
Oh, okay. And wacky game stuff.
Okay.
How are you today, Nick? Great talk. I'm out of here.
Okay.
You seem upset.
Look, I'm just here because you said you wanted to record.
Fair enough. Anything new happening with you?
I saved a kitty's life the other day.
Alex doesn't count.
Okay. I went to go borrow my grandpa's truck because me and Alex accidentally booked our doctor's appointments at the same time, and hers was here in our town, and mine was in the town over. Whatever, we've said them before. My grandpa keeps the green truck in one shed, and then he keeps his daily car, which is a little Alero, in another garage. So when I went to go get the green truck, I heard like a ooh sound, and at first I thought it was a dog. So I'm like, hello, bark, hello. and then I heard something go, hello. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a cat. I'm like, hello, kitty, hello. Are you stuck? And then the cat came out from underneath all this junk that's just sitting in the corner of the garage. I'm like, are you stuck? And I swear to God, it said, yes. And so I opened the garage door, and it zipped out of there. And I'm like, when I brought the truck back, I asked my grandpa, how long has it been since he's been in there? He said about 2-3 days. I said, that poor cat's probably been starving.
Yeah, no wonder he fucking ran.
Yeah. And then when I came back to bring back the truck, as I was walking inside, it came out of nowhere, and it just plopped right in front of me and asked for belly rubs.
Oh.
And that cat never has ever been like wanted me to touch it. It's always like bolted every single time I've tried to pet it.
Show kindness unto thee, and kindness will be shown upon your bum.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay. Other than that, not really.
That is really cool though.
Yeah, I'm getting the reason why I don't have the PS5 here today is because it's currently downloading Forza Horizon 5, the newest one, because it just barely last month the beginning of this month actually. It's no longer exclusive to Xbox, and it went over to PlayStation. And I'm not just getting the base game, I'm getting the entire the $100 ultimate pack or whatever.
Everything.
Yeah. Cuz I put the $70 from the gay questionnaire thing.
Yeah.
Also, I found out. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm taking part in this trial.
You have not on podcast. No.
I'm taking part of this trial for LGBT people. Some guy. It was just a guy, and he's working out. I thought it was like Yale or Harvard or something. No, it's University of Michigan, which is far from fucking Harvard. But
Yeah,
um,
fucking the lake water there alone makes you lose brain cells.
sure.
Isn't it Michigan that
I have no
has
idea.
shitty water?
All over the place. I don't know. Anyway, it's just questions like, what does being queer mean to you? How many people do you know that are queer? What do you feel included in the LGBTQ community? And then it asks different things like, what's your race? Where are you from? Where are your family from? How many people in your family are LGBT? And then it gets a little bit more personal, like, have you ever raped somebody? Has anybody ever raped you? What was your experience like if you have? Are you violent with your partners? Do you think it's okay to unconsensually do things to people? And what percentage of the LGBT people do you think it is okay to do unconsensual things to people? And it gets worse from there.
I
I'm not
don't see
supposed.
how it can get much worse.
It can, and it does. Anyway,
So is it like
anyway,
a psychology?
anyway, I'm not supposed to really be talking about this publicly, which is why I am moving on. Um, I can go over it very vaguely, but I'm not supposed to be sharing results until the actual like research paper is done and everything's out there in the open.
You're not sharing results. I was just gonna ask, is it a psychology thing or
It's just questions, dude. I don't know.
so probably a psychology thing?
Well,
It
I'm not.
sounds like it would
I'm just
be.
not supposed to talk about the test, really.
Oh
But
no, I'm not asking you to talk about the test. I'm asking like what's the purpose behind it?
it's just research. Just
Psychological would be.
it's probably one of those things that you see like, oh, there is a study that shows that 9 in 10 gay men prefer butt sex over oral or something. It's one of those kinds of things. It's just research, man. Anyway, I've been getting these gift cards from Amazon for doing them, and at the end of the test, I'm supposed to get like $100 or something. And this time it was it's increased incrementally, which is probably because the person who's doing it has a grant from the government or just from the school itself to do this. Um, at first it was like $25, then it was like 35, and then it was 50, and this time I got 70. So that $70 went towards which is why I justified the $100 price tag on that. It's because $70 was bought and paid for it already. Anyway, both me and Morgan we both like the Zoomy Zoom games. So
That's gonna be fun, especially
yeah.
because I used to play that with my brother.
And Forza Horizon 5 is in Mexico.
Mexico,
What?
Mexico.
What?
Hi,
Huh?
hello,
Hi.
Mexico.
Why?
Because it's Mexico,
Why?
senoritas.
Okay.
Yes.
Gringo. Anyway.
Normandy.
Normandy.
That's foreign, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's a foreign place, so close enough, right?
Sure. You know what's really funny?
What?
Um, AI. AI can be used for many different funny things, such as the President of the United States making an AI video of himself in after he basically glasses Gaza and then puts hotels and strip malls in it, and him dancing with not his wife, but belly dancers and partying in the new Trump Gaza hotel that he's gonna put up there after he just absolutely nukes the place.
Do you think the laws of America would follow that? Or,
What do you mean follow that?
like, you're in Gaza and you have to be 21 to drink or something?
I mean, he said that we're going to own Gaza, so probably, yeah.
Oh.
Gaza doesn't really have a government. They're just run by what America deems to be terrorists. I'm not making a value judgment on what their government is. I'm just saying the American government sees the Gazan government as a bunch of terrorists. So,
They are a bunch of terrorists.
okay.
Because everybody in this world is a terrorist because they keep trying to talk to me.
Okay, I would be really careful about that. That is a very touchy subject, which is why I am putting no value judgment on.
Oh no,
any of that.
all jokes aside, I know next to nothing.
Okay, just to, so people know.
I made it very clear very quickly that it was a
Yes.
joke.
Okay. Well, even jokes are a no-go on that situation. Anyway, AI. Google just came out with a new generative AI tool that is almost perfect. I thought I had saved some videos that I saw on TikTok using that tool, but I did not. So next time I see a couple, I will save them and then show Morgan. But you, my lovely internet people with internet, they can use the internet. You can go check it out right now. I saw
Way to alienate me.
Huh?
Way to alienate me.
Anyway, I saw a video of RFK Jr. saying that we need to fight the gay chemicals that the Chinese communists are putting in our kids' pina colada flavored vapes, and he even called the gays flamers. He used the word flamers, which I just looked at my wife and I was all like, he might as well just use the F slur. Fuck it. At that point, that's almost as bad.
What is a flamer?
It's an old-timey term for like gay people that's at the time was almost as bad as FAG. But
I've literally never heard the term flamer.
well, it's an old-timey term.
Am I gonna get fucking roasted for saying that?
Well, not roasted, but judged very harshly.
Because I've never heard of something?
Well, no. If
and I'm
you use
asking
it.
for...
No, if you use it.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna fucking use it.
Okay, I'm just saying. Filet mignon.
Thank you.
But no, I was like, I was watching this video and like, there's a little bit here and there, and left and right that I'm like, is this real? I don't know. I could definitely believe the RFK Jr. would say something like this, but no, it was using the new Google AI tool, and it was almost perfect, and it's getting real freaky. Which is weird because I'm sure the U.S. government had some sort of knowledge about this before it came out, because they just passed the Take It Down Act, which basically allows Congress to send a cease and desist to any company that uses AI to try and make deep fakes that they don't really even need a warrant or anything like that. They're like, hey, take it down, and you have 30 days to do it. If not, then they will like sanction and put government penalties on them if they don't.
The joke's on you. I'm based out of Mexico.
Well, I don't know about now, but they used to have extradition with Mexico. So I don't know. But the more fun side of AI, Fortnite, which I've never really cared about, has put in an AI Darth Vader. I think it's like a little like not online thing. I think it's like a training course that you can do with Darth Vader that'll teach you how to do certain things in the game. And it is so fucking funny, dude.
Have you toyed with it yet?
Myself, no, but I've seen plenty of people who have. The latest one that I saw, somebody tried to have Darth Vader say the N-word, but it said something almost worse than the N-word, because they're like, oh, hey, Darth Vader, what did you used to call slaves back in the day? And he just says, slaves? you are obsessed with such trivial matters. Fine, if you want me to tell you what we used to call them, obedient.
Mr. Darth Vader, sir, I want to shake your hand.
There's one where this dude's character was just right in front of Darth Vader and was like teabagging the air and was just making like dick sucking noises. And then like the AI basically short circuited and didn't know how to respond, and Darth Vader just went, "What?" They got him to say things like edging and jorking it and sussy baka and uwu, and it just the different things that they got this AI to say were fantastic, and I want like a half-hour compilation of this.
We need to do something with that for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be
I
pretty
am
funny.
not a fan of. I have always hated Fortnite. I always will. I've played it once,
Oh,
but that sounds like so much fucking fun.
Alex's brother, who was here for Christmas, he turned. I think his birthday was on like the 10th of December or something like that. But he was here for the whole month of December, and he turned 18 with us. And it's a good thing that he said this after he turned 18, because I almost boxed him. Because me and Alex were saying something about Halo, and he goes, "Oh, Mr. Chief from Fortnite?" And I'm like, "You little shit, you fucking what?" And then my brain clicked, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, your sister's obsessed with Halo. You should know." And he's like, "Yeah, I do." I'm like, we almost threw hands, bro.
That's fucking great, though. You mean Mr. Chef from Fortnite?
Yeah. But yeah, AI, it can be a blessing and a curse. Mostly a curse, but which is weird looking back at it. Just 3 or 4 short years ago,
Yeah.
we had a very popular video of AI trying to make a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti, if you've ever seen that, and it was so awful. His hands were turning into mush and his face was just melting, and it's like, oh god.
But interactive AI has been around for years and years and years in the more simpler forms.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, nothing compared to what we have now. But like there was Evie the clever bot. If you ever heard of that.
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure what it is.
Basically, it's a AI lady that you can have conversations with, and she'll like say funny shit, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever played with Askinator?
I have. It's like Askinator.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that got me, actually, I just started not too long ago. I was playing with it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to guess the Hat Man from people's shared Benadryl hallucinations, and it actually guessed it. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's kind of creepy. But yeah, AI shit like that's been around for quite a while. It's just getting so much more advanced.
Like, I'm okay with the Eevee bot and the Akinator and, stuff like that. But it gets to a point, like, where do we draw the line?
Which is where my conspiracy theory that AI, like true AI, is not the beast from the Bible, but the image of the beast is going to be AI. Because it says that people will worship the beast and the image of the beast in the end times, in Revelations. That's what I think. But that's just my kooky Christian conspiracy theory. Anyway,
Hey, Nick, you know what's fun?
not you. Moving on. I'm sorry, what? What were you going to say? I know what you're going to say, but
Hey, Nick.
Yeah?
You know what's fun?
Yeah?
Video games.
Yeah?
Do you know what's more fun?
Yeah?
Wacky video games.
Wow!
Wacky.
Wacky! Wild, wacky video games.
What got me was just the way you kept going. Yeah.
Yeah! You!
So today.
Hey, the Dubby's kicking in.
Oh, you had W?
Yeah.
Good job.
I put it in my Gatorade again.
Oh,
Shit's actually pretty good.
is it really?
Yeah, the green apple Dubby, I put it in my orange Gatorade, and it's actually not bad.
I'll have to try that sometime.
Yeah? Yeah!
So today we're gonna be going over wacky, just insane inane patch notes for games.
Some of them are from. I tried to get as many as I could from. Fucking go away. Fucking go away. From Sims, but I got a couple from Minecraft. I got a couple from Stardew Valley. I got a couple from a game called War Thunder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a couple from here and there and everywhere.
So, you don't develop games. Obviously, I don't
No.
currently, but I have in the past.
I know some about game development,
So
mostly from Twitch streamers who do stuff like that.
you can have everything laid out perfectly, exactly how you want it. You know, your model could be stanced like this. And then you actually start to run the game, and the guy or your model is like, ow!
You do that at least once an episode now. It's gone from smacking the mic to smacking the shelf.
Am I bleeding?
No,
That was a good hit.
you got a line on under your elbow, but it's not
I
bleeding.
got a line under my tit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up. And
Yeah.
and your model will end up like that.
Yeah.
Shit like shit happens.
Like the very famous one from The Sims where you go to hug your pet and it doesn't really know what to do because pets can't hug you. So the pet model goes from dog to humanoid character model with a dog skin on it to hug. And then it shape shifts back into the dog.
That is glorious.
It's very freaky. I don't like it.
But that's if you see, you know, the error before you release it.
Yeah.
And with games like The Sims or War Thunder or Minecraft, there is so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
You are going over everything. You're gonna miss shit.
Yeah, you can play test a very linear game 100 times and still not catch everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is the point I'm trying to get. And that's where we are today. So we're not talking shit about these games. They are, at least the ones I know of, are good games.
Yeah.
And
It's just
wacky!
shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, like, it just happens. Like, sometimes just things like to break because fuck you, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the most infuriating thing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the first one is quite a doozy. It says children will no longer go on vacation alone if their parents die before the van arrives.
huh?
Children will no longer go on vacation alone if their parents die before the van arrives. So, like, if the parents die in the van along the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a kidnapper thing.
No. Apparently, no, this isn't the right one.
The kidnapper's taking you on vacation to Mexico.
This one's for The Sims 4.
Ooh.
It says you may have been perplexed when you noticed that you couldn't read anymore. Weird, right? Well, it's just mysteriously as the ability disappeared, it's back. Try it. I promise you can do it now. That's what the changelog says. If you lost things when switching a household in an apartment in the same building, we blame naughty gremlins in the machine. It won't happen again. We promise. Babies will no longer send text messages congratulating your Sims on their marriage, engagement, or pregnancy.
Why would you disable that? That's fucking great.
Babies will no longer change skin tone when they are picked up.
Okay, that one is...
Fix for babysitter routing off lots with babies.
Routing?
Yeah, so like they won't leave with the baby when they're done with their shift or whatever.
Oh, okay. I've never fucked around with the babysitter mechanic.
Babies will no longer be born to single parents. Reduced the urge for neat Sims to put away fire pits.
What?
Sims can no longer interview ghosts. Children will no longer float while drinking the essence from a cow plant. Booting up your old saves should no longer result in a mad rush for the restroom. Angry Sims with appropriate mischief skill levels and evil or mean child Sims can once again stomp on puddles.
I've seen that.
Which, why couldn't they?
No, they can do it. Just anyone can do it now if they're pissed off.
Huh.
At least from my understanding of it.
Child Sims with the genius trait will no longer gain the want to solve hard problems. They'll have to wait a few years before diving into such complex abstraction. Meaning, that they as infants they can't do math. I'm guessing that's what that means.
Who the fuck knows? It's The Sims.
Sims with a fear of fire will no longer be tormented by constant unavoidable fires starting while they're cooking. Which
I've had it happen.
How cosmically ironic if in real life you have a fear of fire and everything and anything that can burst into flames does. Like, that is an eldritch god kind of a curse.
You have like all the precautions, like fucking
like that episode of Simpsons where Homer's bowl of cereal catches on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have like every precaution, like flame resistant burners or fire extinguishers or dildos.
Yeah. In an attempt to curtail unwanted, surreal horror gameplay, household members should no longer randomly be labeled as neighbors and become unable to use doors.
What?
Yeah, in the spirit of respecting the laws of physics, towels hung on the wall are no longer translucent when hit with natural light.
Only natural light.
Only natural light.
Yeah, that's one of those things that is easy to fucking miss.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to think, put a towel in front of a window.
Yeah. So these are specifically the random ones. It says stopped cats from dying of alcohol poisoning after walking over damp bar floors and cleaning themselves.
What game is that?
I don't know. Some of these did have labels and some of them didn't. This one's from Team Fortress 2. Says fixed a bug where players could be teleported to hell and not have visible bumper car.
What?
Yeah. I think this was in War Thunder, but I could be wrong. Patch notes: waking up in Yugoslavia is no longer has a 100% chance of rain, and the moon is now visible.
If that's War Thunder, I have never. I don't think it's War Thunder.
It might not be.
It might be. I could be totally wrong on that.
This one I don't know, but it was funny. It says the Pope will no longer refer to your pregnant wife's womb as barren. This was some kind of pet simulator. It says guinea pigs no longer run off the edge of the map while panicking.
Guinea pig suicide.
I'm not sure which this one is. It says a crash related to asking someone for a job after setting them on fire.
What?
Fixed a crash related to asking somebody for a job after setting them on fire. Also, NPCs puking in perpetuity, meaning forever.
I want to make my Sims puke forever.
I'm not sure if that was the Sims, but this one is Prison Architect.
Oh, I love that game.
It says criminally insane prisoners will now properly attack trees when they acquire a weapon if they really have strong feelings against that specific tree.
Hold on. That's so dumb it hurts.
Yeah.
It broke me.
Yeah.
That tree called my mom fat. Ah!
I don't remember which game this was, but I know it's a World War II shooter game. It says soldiers do no longer shout hooray when under shelling.
It's probably Enlisted?
Maybe.
Because that's a World War II shooter.
I think this one was a Vietnam shooter, specifically. It says at least one case of boarders just kind of jumping to their deaths is fixed.
Hold on. Boarders jumping to their death.
Yeah, boarders as in people boarding a ship.
Oh, I thought you meant like lines of do not cross.
No.
That makes more sense.
Don't know what this game is from, but what this one is, what game this patch note is from, but it says fix for Santa trying to become skeleton.
That sounds like a skim.
Sim thing, probably.
Yeah.
This is actually a fix for mobile Minecraft. It says carved pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns no longer create swastikas.
Wait!
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming. I don't think anybody did, though, to be fair.
I'm not sure what game this is from, but it says hugging will no longer kill player.
Probably Sims again.
Damn. I believe this is from Baldur's Gate 3. I think so.
I wouldn't know.
But it says skeletons are no longer in a celebratory mood when emerging from coffins. Fixed being able to eat buckets. Fixed being able to cast Charm Person on yourself. And Liam will no longer run away while unconscious.
Who the fuck is Liam?
I don't know.
Also, the bucket thing sounds like the Down syndrome kid at my school.
Okay.
I'm not even joking.
Okay.
He would try to eat everything.
Cool.
I could totally see him trying to eat a bucket.
I'm not sure what this one's from, but it says resolved an issue where searching for profanity in the challenge browser would immediately crash the game. This is actually from My Summer Car. I think that's what this is actually from. It says fixed train honk not being rebindable and setting left mouse button to move forward and making the train always honk. This is from a Pokemon game, don't remember which one, but it says fixed bug where a ranger on Route 7 was so startled by a nuclear Gyarados that they changed their gender. Literally spooked their tits off.
Or, yeah, cough, I guess.
Yeah. Then cut your hair, babe. Anyway, not sure what this one's from, but it says a rogue tall neck near the stand of the sentinels that would sometimes change the direction of its route has been disciplined.
There is so much to unpack
So
from that one.
just an entity in a game has been disciplined. What does that mean? Doesn't say. Just
bad.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just bad little skunk.
Not sure what this one's from, but it says buyers won't dislike things that they like anymore unless they don't like them.
What? Now that is a lot to unpack.
Buyers won't dislike things they like anymore unless they don't like them.
That,
Doesn't clear things up.
nope. Not even the second time.
This one is from Team Fortress 2, and there's literally nothing other than reduced temperature by 3 degrees. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know, but it's Team Fortress 2, so it's probably some bullshit.
You want me to put my computer in ice?
I don't know.
Actually, that might work. No, because it wouldn't get the cool air close enough to the processor.
Yeah. I think this is Sims 3, but I'm not sure. But it said dead babies now have buoyancy in water, meaning that they now float.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what this game is from, but it says, we feel that Risu was underperforming, so we let her run over you with her truck while you're on the ground. We also buffed the consistency of nuts.
What?
I don't know.
The consistency of nuts.
Yeah. I'm guessing the spawn rate? I don't know. Doesn't say. This is...
Are we talking like tree nuts or guy nuts?
I don't know. But this one is actually guy nuts. This is from Baldur's Gate 3, and if you heard me earlier while researching this stuff, you heard me say, well, now I want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I knew that you could customize everything about your character, and I mean everything. But this says penis shape C and D no longer clip through some type of clothing, which is super cool.
Hey, ladies!
Yeah. This is actually from Bedrock Minecraft.
Good lord.
I understand what this is trying to say, but out of context, this sounds really bad. It says, when a skin is banned, players with that skin will have their skin removed.
Yeah. Damn Swedes, they're always trying to make the world white.
Yeah. It says, juvenile pig. This pig has been reclassified as a ferocious pet. This pet now forages for great swords. So instead of looking for truffles through the weeds, it now finds swords.
How are some of these accidents?
I don't know. Don't know what game this is from, but it just says you can now kill yourself with salami. Thank you. Exactly. I think this is also from Baldur's Gate 3. It says reading shop signs will no longer be considered a crime.
What? Yes, tomatoes, freeze!
It says, do not read this sign, and you're like, oh, fuck. Wanted level 2 stars.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Don't know what this is from, but it says fixed the weather. It should not be raining indoors anymore. Fixed instances of Alex T-posing menacingly.
Your wife T-poses?
Yeah, apparently.
Menacingly, of all things.
And a manuscript page did not want to be found and has been taught a lesson.
What?
Yeah.
One more time?
A manuscript page did not want to be found and has been taught a lesson. Naughty manuscript pages will be put in the manuscript page jiggler. Have you ever heard about that meme?
No.
So in modern times, if a kidney stone is too big to pass, they will often put a machine on your abdomen that vibrates you. And it vibrates at such a frequency that it does no damage to like soft tissues or anything like that. But the actual stone itself is vibrated that it just crumbles into pieces to help it either pass easier or pass smoothly all the way that it gets broken down so far.
Honestly,
And
that just
so-
sounds fun.
And so the meme is naughty kidney stones get put in the kidney stone wiggler.
Medical science has come so far.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we used to just hit them with hammers
Yeah.
in the nutsack.
I'm not sure what this is from, but it says, fixed. You can no longer eat your own belt. Also fixed. You can now start the game with pants. Don't know what this is from, but it says, fix the bug that prevents players from being able to thank each other.
Instead of thank you, it's go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Don't know what this is from, but I think we all need this one. It says, removed Twitter.
Well, technically, Elon did that for us
Yeah.
and replaced it with something worse.
Yeah. I think this is Baldur's Gate 3, I think. It says, sad people will no longer throw themselves on a burning pyre at a funeral. Oh, fuck. We're actually getting pretty far with these. Don't know what this is from. It says, fixed an issue causing characters to tell you that they were too busy to talk to you when you tried to speak to them. They were lying.
Me.
This is from some sort of racing game. It says, removed an ancient legacy piece of code that provide fuck. Gonna start that again. Removed an ancient shutting down.
Okay, iRobot.
Removed an ancient legacy piece of code that provided roughly a 1 in 1 million chance of catastrophic engine failure at any time for no reason at all.
Do you know what that means?
What?
It basically means code from like a really, 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 really old
Early
game.
build? Yeah.
Game on a really, really old system
Yeah.
was left in the game by accident and it was causing problems.
It was probably a port. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Fuck. Don't know what this is from, but it says the pesky autosave has been tamed and now behaves like a well-trained pet. Good job.
Does it actually say good job?
Yeah, well, actually it says, sit, stay, save.
That sounds like The Sims. It has to be The Sims, right?
I don't know. But that was it. Maybe if I find some more, we can do this again, because those are really good.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let's see. The only other like noteworthy things that I want to say is that there has been 2 terrorist attacks in the past couple of days.
Really?
Yes, one where a woman tried to drive her car full speed through the front doors of the CIA headquarters. They shot her in the chest. It's not known if she is alive, but it obviously stopped the car. I believe that was yesterday afternoon.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't just pull out a rocket launcher and
Yeah.
Give that bitch a blowjob.
Also, I believe this was at a Jewish history museum in Washington, D.C., where somebody pulled out a gun and shot a couple that they died. It's just two Jewish people died in front of a history museum, which is a horrible place to happen because apparently the guy was going to propose to the woman.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sucks. Which strange place to propose, but I suppose.
Yeah, well, if it's your thing, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys love going there because
Or maybe that's where they met.
maybe,
Yeah.
or their first day was there, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
But regardless, see you in hell, babe.
Right. Either regular hell or Jewish people heaven. I don't know. But
Isn't that the same thing?
all right. Well, we need like 15 more minutes of content, bro. What are we gonna talk about?
Do you want to hit pause?
Hold on.
Because it's getting warm in here.
Hold on. News. The news. Yeah, we'll just hit pause. Hold on. So I found one or two things to talk about. In local news, we may be having the very first case of measles in our area.
And
Like,
forever.
In like 120 years or something like that, yeah. So that's super cool. Like literally in our backyard. That's awesome. Also, this was posted over a week ago, but I was just reminded of it. Some fucking jackass idiot, probably teenagers, put dish soap in the local fountain in the middle of the square park, and now the fountain's broke.
How did that break it?
Because bubbles expand and the water lines broke.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's cool. Also,
Either teenagers or Mexicans.
very good. Also,
I'm just calling it as I see it.
racistly, thank you.
No, it's only racist if you hate somebody by the color of their skin.
Or you assume things like you just did. Anyway, you know how weed is illegal here in Idaho?
Yep.
You know what?
Stupidly.
You know what? Obviously, isn't illegal here.
Meth?
Over-the-counter tablets that you can take that make you trip like mushrooms. I went to Smoker Friendly, which is a little convenience store strapped onto a gas station in Hayburn. And they were selling, it was literally the very first day that they were selling it too, because I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this? It was, the package was in the shape of an actual mushroom. And there were 4 tablets that you could split in half. Each half tablet was 1 dose. And it just said, go for a trip. Trippy vibes. And on the back it says 1 dose, slow ride, 2 doses, having a good time, 3 doses, 4 doses, 5 doses, 6, up to 6 doses. And the 6th dose said, meet aliens. So, I don't know if they were made from actual magic mushrooms or not. But apparently, you can't smoke a joint, but you can do that. And I'm like, if I was a more adventurous type, I would try it. But no. No, thank you. I'm not going to try that.
Like, Idaho's so fucking dumb.
You know what else they outlawed? That they, for my own sake, I'm glad they did. But it's really stupid that they did it, is they got rid of a thing called salvia. It was legal for, as far as I know, maybe a year. Um, it's like weed, but instead of you being high all day, the high lasts for maybe 15, 20 minutes at most. And it's a very intense high. And they sold them in both like loose leaves, like like just like
Yeah.
yeah, and also pre-rolled joints, cigarettes, whatever. And I actually got really hooked on them. And like I said, for my sake, I'm glad they outlawed them, but they were only on the market for maybe a year, um, which is pretty sad for a lot of people because I heard that a lot of people really enjoyed it. Um, I don't know, man. Idaho's really fucking stupid, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better because they updated their obscenity laws to where any sort of breast cannot be shown in public anymore. That includes trans females. That includes cross dressers. That includes even in your own home if somebody else can see it. Um, yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid. Whether it's real or fake or trans or cis, you cannot show a boob. Even if it's in your own home.
What are they gonna do? Arrest me in my own house?
Probably.
I'd like to see that stand in court.
Right?
Like, legit, I would love to see a court case about that. Because the judge would take one look at it and go, nope. Just nope.
I mean, they would probably bring it up to the Idaho Supreme Court, and since it is a law, they would probably be like, well, it's on the books, so whatever. And then at that point, it would probably go to, like, the actual, like, U.S. Supreme Court at that point, because there's no way that that law is constitutional.
No.
Um,
It's only a matter of time before it becomes a problem.
yeah,
And then they're like, oh, we fucked up, and repeal it.
yeah. Also, in that same new and updated obscenity laws, you cannot have truck nuts.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Which I think good, because truck nuts are ridiculous, but bad because suck my fucking dick, Fed boy. Not Fed boy, state boy.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Why do they feel the need to control everything that we do?
Religious theocracy.
Fucking retarded is what it is.
Idaho's getting worse than fucking Utah, dude.
I know.
And that's fucking saying something, because Mormons.
I'm pretty sure Utah has legalized pot.
No, they haven't. But you know what you can do in Utah?
What?
You can purchase alcohol after the hour of 1 p.m. or 1 a.m.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That I was thinking of.
Yeah, here in Idaho, you cannot purchase alcohol in most jurisdictions. There are a couple of places where you can. But here, you cannot purchase alcohol after the hour of 1 p.m. 1 a.m., which is why all bars, like across the state, it's a statewide thing. All bars close at 1 a.m. Last call is usually midnight. Which is
so
fucking
dumb.
stupid.
Get off work, want to go have a beer. Oh, we're closed.
Yeah. I know that in Moscow, and I know this because it's a college town and my cousin went to school there. I know in the city of Moscow, Idaho, you can purchase liquor whenever the fuck you want. But most of Idaho, you cannot. Me and Morgan are both having a rough time. I just started a new antidepressant today. And Morgan is going through some shit. If he would like to share, he can. But I'm not going to divulge that information without knowing that it's okay.
I'm not really sure how to start this off. There's a fur start. That was gonna bug my OCD. Um, I guess I should start by saying it is currently 3:30 in the morning. Also, yes, I love that picture too. Um, so if I don't cover everything I want to cover or say things correctly, please forgive me. First, I want to start by saying Nick and I are good. Probably no more than half an hour. We talked it out and we're good. I do agree with him that we have spent a lot of time together. We've been doing the podcast for a little over a year now. I think we're at like a year and 2 months something days. But who's counting, right? As for me, my reasoning for being very high strung and on edge, I've had a death in the family Wednesday. It's now Saturday at the time of recording this, but it was Friday when we recorded the actual podcast episode. It's a lot more difficult than just a regular death in the family, because like I've had deaths in the family before and I knew how I felt about them when they were alive. Like, some people just don't change. This particular family member, he was in and out of my life my entire childhood. And now I know that was because he kept getting arrested or was out doing drugs. And I'm not talking weed or anything like that. No, we're talking the hard shit. And he finally got clean a few years ago. And reconnected with his daughter, who he abandoned. And things were looking up for him. He had, from what I understand, a stable job. You know, he had a place to call home. He was seeing someone who was actually a decent human being, from what I'm told. But he's also part of my dad's family. He's on my dad's side of the family. And so that's kind of confusing. But he's also just always been kind of an asshole. That's where I get my asshole from. So it's difficult. It's confusing. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel or what to say. So it kind of adds on to the stress of, you know, a death in the family. Because, like, when my grandfather passed, I was overjoyed. That sounds terrible until you hear the shit that he put me through. Like father, like son. And funny enough, somehow the family member that passed away turned out way differently. And then way differently from that way differently. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's confusing. It's got me on edge for no reason. The argument was over something very, very fucking stupid. Um, Nick and I decided to cut it from the video, and I just cut it. And here I am recording this now. So you guys won't see the actual argument. That's quite frankly something that we just want to forget about and move on. Like, yeah, we're here together like 5 days a week at least for, again, a year, like 2 months and something days. So yeah, we are gonna collide, and that's gonna happen with anyone. It's how you handle those confrontations that defines you as a person. Old me would have sat here and just laid into him, and it probably at some point would have gotten physical. I'm not even gonna lie. Either he would get so pissed off with me or vice versa. Doesn't really fucking matter. So I removed, as you can probably see in the footage, I removed myself from the studio. And that's that. I'm sorry that this has kind of been all over the place. Like I said, it's early in the morning. I'm tired. I'm still editing. And I'm just kind of all over the place and clusterfucked. So I'll kick it back to you, Nick. Past Nick. Hi, Nick. Peace.
There was a little bit of an angry outburst. Something that I definitely could have handled better. Something that I should have just ignored. But because I've been having such a rough time lately, for some reason, I just kind of harped on it, and I shouldn't have. But we're okay. I'm sure sooner or later we're going to apologize to each other. And everything will be okay sooner or later. It's okay if it's not okay immediately. But, when two people are around each other for a very long time, they start to butt heads and personalities clash, and anger ensues sometimes, and that's perfectly okay, and that's perfectly healthy. So, thank you everybody so much for watching this episode. Thank you for enjoying our content. Thank you for all the love and support that y'all give us. Last time I checked, we had 33 subscribers, so that's pretty damn cool. It's not a number to sneeze at. And I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all check out the other playlists. I hope you all check out the links in the description. Make sure to check out dubby.gg if you want some caffeine powder supplement stuff that works pretty good. Um, you probably saw in real time in this episode me going from hardly any energy at all to quite a bit of energy. That's thanks to Dubby. Um, Use code Taboo Tots, all capitals, all one word, for 10% off, and that helps the channel grow. Um, Share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next episode. And so will Morgan. And bless your face. Bye.
Sorry, that was gonna bug my OCD. Um, I guess I should start by saying it is currently 3:30 in the morning. Also, yes, I love that picture too. So if I don't cover everything I want to cover or say things correctly, please forgive me. First, I want to start by saying Nick and I are good. Probably no more than half an hour. We talked it out and we're good. I do agree with him that we have spent a lot of time together. We've been doing the podcast for a little over a year now. I think we're at like a year and 2 months something days. But who's counting, right? As for me, my reasoning for being very high strung and on edge, I've had a death in the family Wednesday. It's now Saturday at the time of recording this, but it was Friday when we recorded the actual podcast episode. It's a lot more difficult than just a regular death in the family, because like I've had deaths in the family before and I knew how I felt about them when they were alive. Like, some people just don't change. This particular family member, he was in and out of my life my entire childhood. And now know that was because he kept getting arrested or was out doing drugs. And I'm not talking weed or anything like that. No, we're talking the hard shit. And he finally got clean a few years ago. And reconnected with his daughter, who he abandoned. And things were looking up for him. He had, from what I understand, a stable job. You know, he had a place to call home. He was seeing someone who was actually a decent human being, from what I'm told. But he's also part of my dad's family. He's on my dad's side of the family. And so that's kind of confusing. But he's also just always been kind of an asshole. That's where I get my asshole from. So it's difficult. It's confusing. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel or what to say. So it kind of adds on to the stress of, you know, a death in the family. Because, like, when my grandfather passed, I was overjoyed. That sounds terrible until you hear the shit that he put me through. Like father, like son. And funny enough, somehow the family member that passed away turned out way differently. And then way differently from that way differently. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's confusing. It's got me on edge for no reason. The argument was over something very, very fucking stupid. Um, Nick and I decided to cut it from the video, and I just cut it. And here I am recording this now. So you guys won't see the actual argument. That's quite frankly something that we just want to forget about and move on. Like, yeah, we're here together like 5 days a week at least for, again, a year, like 2 months and something days. So yeah, we are gonna collide, and that's gonna happen with anyone. It's how you handle those confrontations that defines you as a person. Old me would have sat here and just laid into him, and it probably at some point would have gotten physical. I'm not even gonna lie. Either he would get so pissed off with me or vice versa. Doesn't really fucking matter. So I removed, as you can probably see in the footage, I removed myself from the studio. And that's that. I'm sorry that this has kind of been all over the place. Like I said, it's early in the morning. I'm tired. I'm still editing. And I'm just kind of all over the place and clusterfucked. So I'll kick it back to you, Nick. Past Nick. Hi, Nick. Peace.
There was a little bit of an angry outburst. Um, something that I definitely could have handled better. Something that I should have just ignored. But because I've been having such a rough time lately, for some reason, I just kind of harped on it, and I shouldn't have. But we're okay. I'm sure sooner or later we're going to apologize to each other. And everything will be okay sooner or later. It's okay if it's not okay immediately. But, when two people are around each other for a very long time, they start to butt heads and personalities clash, and anger ensues sometimes, and that's perfectly okay, and that's perfectly healthy. So thank you everybody so much for watching this episode. Thank you for enjoying our content. Thank you for all the love and support that y'all give us. Last time I checked, we had 33 subscribers, so that's pretty damn cool. It's not a number to sneeze at. And I hope y'all have a good day. I hope you all check out the other playlists. I hope you all check out the links in the description. Make sure to check out dubby.gg if you want some caffeine powder supplement stuff that works pretty good. You probably saw in real time in this episode me going from hardly any energy at all to quite a bit of energy. That's thanks to Dubby. Use code Taboo Tots, all capitals, all one word, for 10% off, and that helps the channel grow. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next episode. And so will Morgan. And bless your face. Bye.